Hello, this is Haider Wali and my teammate Sai Lohit from Group 17. Our project is Cook Jiffy. So we have made project insights for so we have made the project insights for our project. So we have made the presentation. We'll go through the walkthrough of the project initially. So our project is Cook Jiffy, a recipe meal prep app where you can find and add different cuisines and recipes into each category. Filters can be applied based on your preferences, and preferences can be saved uh, through using the buttons, and it makes people's life easier providing by customizing the meal prep based on the quantity they require for number of people. So we have used few libraries for the project to be. For example, we have used boolean selector, characters collections, fake asyncs. For the colors, we have used material color utilities, matchers, and async functions libraries. So we have used test APIs to test our APIs, and path, meta, lints, leak tracker, flutter testing, leak trackers. So all these libraries have been used in the project development, and it's been a crucial and helpful dependencies we have used in here. And the inputs we achieved and inputs we have gone through is enum where concepts have been used to categorize the input values on interface. The user material library is used intensively to design the screen. So developing the UI screen has been played a crucial role, and it's been challenging for both of us, and we have made it achievable, and we have dumped the images and have been used for the project. It can be found in the assets directory. So the all the image URLs are placed in where the images are references to view in the output. So from there you can check the all the images and the URLs from the directory, and for outputs and scope, my teammate Silohit will go ahead and elaborate about those topics.
Okay, I'm Sai Lohit. So for the outputs, you can just demonstrate the app by using Visual Studio. This is the ID that I have been using. We have been using to build the project. Here is the module that we used. So first, I will be updating all my dependencies that we used. So this is the basic command that is needed to update the dependencies that we are using. So as we have just mentioned in the PPT, these are the dependencies that we have used. And then just I'll run the application. I'm using the Chrome browser to demonstrate my output. So here is our application Cook Jiffy. So here is the main screen where you can see the categories. We have designed recipes for all the continents that we have been mentioned in the app. So first comes with Italian and it goes till summer recipes where you can find recipes like this, salads and everything over here. And we have also the mention the details of the recipe, how much time it will be taking to cook the recipe and how lavish they want it and how simple they want it and how hard they want it. So it's designed in this way, and we have also have category category option and filters option, where you can just filter your preferences. Like if you want something like gluten free, if you want it has to be lactose free, you can just save your preferences. If you enable gluten free and save your preferences over here, it will be saved. And then you can just go to the meal option and select the hamburgers if you want. uh, so there is no hamburgers that is gluten free, so you can just find some other recipes where there are gluten free. And if you don't want gluten free, you can just disable it. If you want lactose free, you can just enable lactose free and save the preferences and go to the meals. Here I clicked on Italian. So Italian, I got spaghetti with tomato sauce, which is lactose free. If you click on simple, you will get the ingredients and steps to make this dish. Over here, you also have the functionality to save it onto the favorite, so that you can recheck your favorite when you are making it as a favorite recipe. For example, I'm doing spaghetti with tomato sauce as my favorite recipe and adding it to my favorites. I'll be going out and check onto the favorites tab, so where I can find the spaghetti with tomato sauce again here. So this is how the application runs. And you can also generate an APK out of it. You can use this command flutter build APK, so that you will get your APK in the output folder of the directory of the project. The future scope, there is some. I'm also we are also thinking to use this Punakler API, where we can fetch all the recipes based on the user priority. You can fetch the images out of that API. You can also bring some more recipes in and plug and play based on the demand. It will be more dynamic. Now I'll just go through the code snippets that we have built. We have several modules like this. Now my teammate uh, Heather will be going through some of the modules.
So we are going through the code perspective here. So we have multiple dot files we have implemented. So there are so the data we are fetching here from a dummy data dot file, where we have uh, taken the inputs of the URLs and manually coded the all the recipes here. And in the other code file, we have added the filters for each each cuisine. And so there are again multiple files here, if you can see on the heading. And I'll just jump back to the descriptions of enums for complexity and affordability. So where yeah, so the meal items here, if you see, so the code defines so the code defines this one. The code defines two enums: complexity and affordability, which categorize meals based on their preparation difficulty and cost, respectively. The complexity enum includes three levels. If like if I say simple, there will be challenging and there will be hard. So while affordability includes three levels, it includes affordable, pricey, luxurious. So the classes of meal class, if you see, it's a blueprint creating meal objects. It has several fields: ID, categories, A, and then title, image, URL. There are ingredients. If I elaborate each, so ID makes unique identifier for each meal. And then categories, it's a list of strings representing the categories the meal belongs. Example: breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper, so branches, etc., etc. So there are title, the name of the meal will be the title. And image, URL, it's a URL to an image representing the meal. If you have seen in the previously, Lohit was showing the UI of the application. So ingredients, a list of ingredients required for the meal. So and then a list of instructions on how to prepare the meal, that includes into steps. And the duration of making the meal, an integer representing the time required to prepare the meal in minutes, mostly in minutes, but in some takes an hour. So but the complexity, an enum value representing the meal's complexity, an enum value representing the meal's affordability. It's gluten free, is lactose free, is vegan, is vegetarian. These are boolean characters fields indicating whether the meal meets specific dietary restrictions. And then we have used constructor, uh the const meal constructor, and then meal item, yeah, const meal constructor. So if I go through all this code, then the description would be meal item classes. This is a stateless widget that represents a single meal item in the user interface. It also takes several parameters through its constructor, including ID, title, image URL, duration, complexity, affordability. So the select meal method is called when the meal item is tapped, it uses the navigator to push the meal detail screen onto the stack, passing the meal's ID as an argument. If the meal detail screen returns a value, you can implement logic to remove the item. Currently commented out for the logic, but I'll will be implementing that in the future perspectives. Complexity text getter. This will be converts the complexity enum into human readable string. It returns simple, challenging, hard, as I have previously mentioned, based on the value of the complexity. So the UI layout, as you have seen in the explanation, it comes under like we have built the method constructs UI for the meal item. It uses an inkwell widget to enable tab detection. Inside the card, it features a stack that layers the meal's image and title. The image is displayed at the top, while the title is overlaid at the bottom in a semi-transparent container. Below the image, below the image, uh, how can I say? Below the image displayed, title is overlaid bottom in a semi-transparent container. Below the image, there is a row displaying the duration, complexity, and affordability represented by an icon. So there is a favorite screen. The stateless going through this code. This stateless widget is designed to display the list of favorite meals. It takes list of meal objects, favorite meals as an argument. The build method checks if the favorite meals list is empty. If it is empty, a centered message prompts the user to add favorites. If there are favorite meals, a list view dot builder. So this function here is used to create a scrollable list of meal item widgets. Each item in the list is created using the properties of the meal, and the last a view builder. Builder efficiently creates only the items that are currently visible on the screen, improving performance for long list. Summary of functionalities. So the meal model, which defines structure, attributes for a meal, including various dietary options and meal categorization. Meal item widget creates an interactive and card representation for a single meal, displaying key information and allowing navigation to more detailed meal information. So the favorite screens displays a list of favorite meals, providing a user-friendly interface that encourages meal selection and management. This detailed overview covers the main functionalities and structure of the code snippets you have shared. We have shared. If you need the further, like, yeah, the code snippets we are showing, and we have got the code snippets. If you need further explanations or additional details on specific parts, will be recording or explained in the other presentations. Now, as this will be the all UI part we have showed, and the code perspective we have showed, and the implementation we have gone through, and now my Lohit will close it up.
Yeah. And we have, I'll just close the browser view. So to generate an APK out of it. So to generate a APK for this application, I'll be just using this command again as we discussed in the PPT. So this will start generating an APK in the output folder. Meanwhile, I'll just go through the meal and some other modules that we have covered. Here, as discussed, there is something called category screen, where you can select the category based on your likability. So from that, there is something called dummy categories where you can select the ID, title, and color. Title and color. This module is again directly referred in favorite screen part. Here in the favorite screen, we are using a list to update all the favorite meals and non-favorite meals based on the user priority. And there is something called main drawer where we are selecting the widgets. Widgets, it's again imported from the user material dot library. Here I have built an widget for title, icon, function, and uh, some other details, which will be including the font, everything over here. So all the UI related part has been done in the main drawer dot file. You can extend this file for some other, if you like the interface, you can also extend this to some other libraries to take the dependent library. Here, favorite screen is again taking meal item dot and meal dot files as a reference. And for filter screen, we do also have the options to select the filters like gluten free, vegetarian, vegan, and lactose. So these are taken as in bool variables in the screen state. It is an stateless object where we are also taking the preferences of the users. Here there is another widget where you can select the user preferences as we discussed, which can also be saved. Based on this user preferences, the recipes will be popped out. uh, if you are selecting vegan, and if you are selecting the category after selecting on vegan, you will be getting the recipe if there are some recipes based on your preferences. The preferences can also be saved and use it for further references. This is all about the application. We are winding up with this. And for the future scope, we also, as we discussed, there is an API that can be used for dynamic purposes. There is no need of database or CRUD operations, where you can include all the CRUD operations on the API, where you can plug and play with the API itself. The recipes will be demonstrated as per the user preferences or whatever you want to do. The testing part, I'll be including the testing part with some more test cases if you are needed. uh, that's all for today. Thank you.